Now, on to our first guest. He is a very talented young actor who is having quite a year. He has no less than 5 films coming out this year on the silver screen, and he can currently be seen on Broadway in the critically acclaimed revival Journey's End. Take a look.
Here's a toast to legs. God bless them.
Good old legs.
Shanksmare.
Shanks what?
Shanksmare, they call them.
What?
Why, legs.
Oh, George, you're a dream.
You've had too much champagne, you have.
I say, I've never shown you these before, have I?
Oh, where'd you get these from?
In Bethune. She's all right, isn't she? Too fat. Oh, I don't know.
Much too fat.
Please welcome Hugh Dancy. Well, Hugh Dancy has been very busy acting both on stage and on screen. I don't know how you can do a play and have 5 films coming out, and
Yeah, it keeps you busy.
You've been working very, very hard. Tell us first about the play Journey's End.
Well, it's a First World War play set in the trenches of France, and it's really about 11 men just waiting to go to battle. So most of the play we're...
To battle or certain death?
Well, yes, it's pretty much certain death. But of course they don't necessarily know that.
Right.
But it's about the effect that war has on soldiers.
Right. And another thing that you were in, Elizabeth I, which was a television production with Helen Mirren, which won all kinds of accolades and awards. And what was it like working with Helen?
Well, it was incredible. You know, you just sit and watch somebody that good and try and learn, and you can't necessarily do it yourself. I felt like Nora, the piano-playing cat, actually. But yeah, it was great. She's so generous and such a good actress.
Well, she didn't like you so much at the end. She had you beheaded.
She did, yes.
And that wasn't so fun.
It was fun for
you were
me.
You were her young lover, right?
Yeah.
And it was a sad ending for you.
It was, except that my ambition's always been to die brilliantly on screen.
Okay.
So my family weren't that happy, but I loved it. Yeah.
Well, and what about these other films? You have so many. I mean, it's just like the Rwanda film.
Yeah. That's,
What's that called?
Beyond the Gates.
Beyond the Gates.
That's coming out this week. We filmed that in Rwanda 2 years ago now, which was the 10th anniversary of the genocide in Rwanda.
And does it feature that in the film?
Oh, very much so, yeah. It's set in 1994. And we filmed, in fact, in a school in Kigali, which is the capital city of Rwanda. And the events in the film actually took place in this school.
Well, it makes me happy that you're making people aware of these horrible events and the change of history in these countries, but still, it's so heartrending that it must be very difficult to act in films like that.
It's not Dreamgirls.
Yeah.
No.
Well, even that had its dark moments, by the way.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not South Pacific.
No, exactly. It was, but it was very rewarding.
Well, I was so excited to have you here, and I understand that you two want to learn something from me.
I'm always ready to learn.
It's about making pasta, and I think because you are such a fine actor, you can do this with your eyes closed, really.
Please don't make me do this with my eyes closed.
Well, we could blindfold you and see if you could do it and follow directions.
Could be exciting.
But here, Hugh asked if we would teach him how to make fresh pasta. Because if he wins this, and because somebody gave you a pasta machine?
Yeah, I have
a hand one?
That's right, a kind of hand-cranked pasta
Yeah.
machine. And I happened to say to a friend of mine when I arrived in New York a couple of months ago that I would love to make pasta while I was here. And he felt it was so unlikely I'd ever get round to it that he bet me a meal at the Grand Central Station Oyster Bar that I would never get round to it. So I figure if I do it on live TV with you, I have won that bet.
Okay.
Categorically, you know. Yeah.
Can I come with you?
Oh,
For having
please,
help?
yeah.
I want to come to dinner. Who's the friend?
It's a deal. George. This is for George.
George. Okay, George, watch this. Okay, 3½ cups of flour. You just gently put it into a nice little pile. It's almost like a decapitated volcano. Okay?
Okay.
Now make a well with your fingers like this in the center, and keeping a dam all the way around, and try to make that little donut-y shape equal.
It's like being on the beach.
Yes. Yeah. And now we have 5 whole eggs, and this has to fit into your center. No leaking. The dam cannot break.
Okay.
Okay. Now take your fork and start to mix the eggs, breaking them.
Oops.
Oops, we're having a little eruption here.
Well,
It's okay. It's okay. Here, just break the yolks first. Here, why don't you go to this side?
that sounds great.
We'll just.
Mine looks great.
Yours looks beautiful. Look, it does look good. Look, it works. So now you just keep using your fork, as if you're making scrambled eggs. And as you're doing this, you are incorporating the inner, edges of that volcano. Okay. And what you're doing is incorporating the flour into the eggs. It looks like a lot of flour for 5 eggs. It looks like it's never going to come together. But actually, if you watch those Italian ladies making pasta, they do this so fast. And sometimes they don't even use a fork. They use their fingertips. But we decided we wouldn't make that happen. See? Now you're doing it just perfectly. See, look, I rescued yours.
You did. Yours
Thank
suddenly has
heavens.
overtaken mine.
Thank heavens I rescued it. Okay, so you just keep doing this and doing
until
this.
all the flour is
until
gone.
all the flour is incorporated into the eggs.
I have to speed up.
Yeah. And in your next movie, you're going to be able to make pasta.
Yes, that'll be some movie. It might be a very long movie.
But practice and practice and practice. Now, I didn't tell Hugh, but you can do this in the Cuisinart in about 10 seconds. But we wanted to show you the real way,
Absolutely.
okay? Because once you can do this, you can make beet pasta over there. We have some pasta hanging. See, look what you're going to make. And any little bits of flour that are not incorporated into the eggs, don't worry about it because it will ultimately all come together. Right. So look, this is working very nicely. Now you can start throwing some flour into the mix. And what you're going to do once you get most of it incorporated is start to knead it with your hands.
I was hoping we'd get to this bit, right.
Okay. And during intermission, you'll be able to wash your hands. And you just keep kneading and kneading. And you're going to knead for about 10 minutes until you have a really nice but firm ball of dough. And do you have a nice place in your kitchen in which to do this?
Yes.
A nice big
I do.
counter?
Got a surface, yeah.
Yeah, good, okay. Where do you live?
Well, normally I live in London.
Uh-huh.
But at the moment, obviously, I'm here in New York, at least for the duration of the play.
And how long does the play run?
Well, it's open-ended. It's open-ended.
Oh, as long
So,
as
I mean,
people
not
are
that
going
I'll
to see it?
Precisely,
You're going to be on Broadway.
It all hangs on
Is this your
this
first
pasta.
Broadway?
This is my
boy.
Broadway debut.
Do you like it?
I love it.
What do you do
yeah.
at night? I mean, after,
Well,
after the show, do you go out to eat?
You know, I'd like to, but the truth is I'm usually pretty exhausted.
Exhausted.
So at the moment I'm living on a diet of chicken soup from the
Use,
deli.
use the heels of your hand.
Okay.
Not your fingers so much, but
Yes,
the
you can
heel.
see I've been...
Oh, you have something on your nose.
Oh, I don't...
No, I was trying to get him to do it like this. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, you see...
Okay, so you just do this and do this for 10 minutes, and all this will come together. Believe it or not, it really will. And it is a little dry out here under these lights. You just keep doing that. I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. Okay? This is what it's supposed to look like. That will actually start to look like that in 10 minutes.
Before and after.
And when we come back, we're going to show Hugh how to use a manual pasta machine to make this into spaghetti.